this episode, I have the benefit of seeing your notes, which I caught a glimpse of something. And I want you to scroll back up and explain this line for me.
Listen to the air.
Yeah.
That's the name of the title. That's the chapter.
Yeah. But I guess there was a story about how, is it Japanese, listening to the air?
Yeah, Japanese people.
So if you've got it, you go for it.
I don't have it right in front of me, but I feel like I can remember. Basically, in Japanese culture, they don't always express explicitly what they mean, or they don't use words to portray the exact meaning of what they're trying to say. You've got to read the air, you've got to read between the lines, and you don't want to say things too plainly to people. They've got to just be able to understand what you mean and then work with that context. So I think that's what high context is about, all those cultures where you need to be able to understand the context of everything that's being said and not just the individual words or sentences. Like I think in English, we can see bits and pieces of a sentence and understand what's being said. But in these cultures, you need to understand the entire paragraph. You're not really going to be able to read between the lines and that type of thing.
This made me think about, won't go into too much about Outliers.
Okay.
It's one of the books we reviewed. And was it South Korean Airlines?
Yes.
So South Korean Airlines, I'll be very quick, there was a lot of crashes. Basically, there was a lot of time where the planes were crashing a lot. And now, as a result of that, they're not, all the pilots, they have to speak in English. Because of the respect, there was like a level of respect that they were given in their normal language. And then two, because of that because when they're communicating with the stations aboard or where they land, I don't know what they're called, but when they're trying to land in the airport and whatnot. So, but now they only speak English because they wanted to kind of take out that sort of listening to the air sort of thing, because people were misreading things.
It wasn't accurate, I see, and that's why they were they were having problems.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, good book, good review. We won't go into that much too much, but good book, good review. But that just made me think of that actually.
Yeah.
I think that sort of communication style can only survive in a place where people are accustomed to it, and if you're not accustomed to it, then you're more or less going to suffer, because even how you read between the lines is going to be different as to someone who's native to that country. Whereas we can have a conversation, and even like my co-worker, she's Italian, and sometimes I say things to her and she's like completely confused. Completely, even though her English is really good, she's been completely, and I'm realising because of how I'm speaking is kind of just inferred as a British person, whether it's colloquial, whether it's the way we put words together. She doesn't understand, and have to find ways to communicate.
Go on, Marion.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I think it's weird operating in a low context world where there's high context people around you. I think obviously my family are Jamaican, and I think compared to English people or British people, Jamaica's a much more high context place where you've just got to understand what people mean, even though they're not exactly saying what they mean. So I think, like, speaking to my dad, when I'm telling him an instruction, I'll tell him exactly what he needs to do 10 times over, because I want to make sure he knows exactly what he's doing. But then he's going to find it rude. But with me, I don't mean this to be rude. I just want to be as clear as possible. And I think, that's just an interesting nuance between even English culture, because obviously Jamaica speaks English, even though it's patois, but it's English. Even between those different nuances, different countries, there's still nuances in the language.